be moments.
Yeah, that kind of pissed me off.
Yeah, it's like
What
Way
pissed
back
you
in
off?
Volume 1.
on one hand, right? How Cardin is A? How did he even get away with that? She's an upperclassman and he's messing with it, as well as that makes what he did even worse.
What are you talking about?
Velvet,
when she was
the rabbit girl.
Yeah.
Velvet the rabbit girl is not a first year. She has seniority over Cardin, which means not only does she have seniority, she already had battle training. Why in the hell did she let him get away with what he was doing?
Well, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think she's a big open combat. I think she can fight when she needs to, but she'd rather not.
I can't imagine any hunter could get away with not knowing at least basic self-defense.
No, I know, but she's not the kind of person that's gonna break out in a fight, in the middle of the food court, whereas Team Juniper and Team RWBY obviously are.
Actually, they didn't. I remember because, I was bothered by that fact that no one actually stood up and did anything to help Velvet out.
Yeah, no, that was a reference to Season 2. Yeah, no, I didn't like that either. I thought, if anything, Pura would have just, Pura or Nora, maybe, would have just come up to him and decked him in the face.
It's like, in a school, it's a warrior school. It is a school that trains people to fight and battle. How does, the way...
That doesn't mean that people won't shy away from combat.
Maybe it was just poor writing.
I mean, just because I know how to defend myself and I could probably win in most street fights, that doesn't mean I'm gonna go looking for one.
There's a difference between fighting someone and even fighting back and simply defending yourself. She wouldn't have to actively go on the offensive and hit him back or do anything. You could just literally not put up with it.
There's also a difference between defending yourself and defending someone else. It takes a lot more courage to defend someone else.
Maybe the writers
How is that relevant?
Because if someone was gonna defend Velvet, they'd have to have the courage to go and defend Velvet. Whereas you might just be like, I don't really want to get involved. I could do that, but I don't want to get involved.
Should have been able to kick his ass on her own.
Maybe the writers
just leave.
Maybe the writers just fucked up and just forgot that Velvet was, has seniority over.
I think it's far. If we're talking about the, what are the two names? Something and Doyelist. One of them. If we're talking about non-in-universe explanations, it's far more likely that they decided she was a second year after that scene. My problem with them declaring her to be a second year is that makes that scene make even less sense.
Exactly! To me, that's the more logical explanation, because it seems kind of impossible to explain it in universe.
Because if she was a first year, then that would then it's possible that she hasn't had enough training yet, that she doesn't actually know how to defend herself. Yeah, if she's a second year or higher, did they say she was a second year specifically?
I think she's a second year.
I don't think they specifically mentioned. All we know is that she's higher than a second year, which means she's gone through all of the training that everyone, Cardin, Team Cardinal, Team RWBY, Team Juniper, everyone in their class, she's gone through all of that training and then some.
Also, she's not exactly. She doesn't come off as a person who would actually defend herself. They were concerned about her coming back, and she's just like, no, I'm okay. I had this guy to defend me. It's she doesn't necessarily gonna defend herself because she's timid.
Alright, let's suppose that she's an absolute pacifist who absolutely will not get into violence no matter what.
Then why the hell would you go to? Then why the hell would you go to Beacon?
I'm not saying she's.
And why would she And for that matter, she doesn't even have to do any violence against Cardin. Why would she just sit there and let him bully her? For example, the part where he was tugging on her ear. It should not be that hard to get him to let go, even without actually hurting him.
No. I think she's just too timid. It's not that she's a pacifist or whatever. She's just too timid.
I'm not saying she was. I was saying let's posit that as a supposition, as an explanation of why she might not.
It just kind of seems hard for me to just
believe.
Yeah, or just make a good excuse for it in universe.
I admit the connection makes no sense, but I'm trying to explain it for my
I
own
don't really
self.
think there is an explanation other than the fact that the writers just fucked up.
What's your explanation, Will?
I think she's just timid. Just because you know how to defend
Okay.
yourself doesn't mean you're gonna in the situation. Because it's easier to just comply and say, please let go, instead of,
But
creating
she's
a scene.
fucking junior, basically.
Yeah,
She's
but
not gonna let
why would you want to
fucking
create a
pick
scene?
on
You could
them.
get in trouble. Also, if she gets into combat with Cardin, that's a senior beating up a freshman.
Well, fuck. I
Can
mean,
say something?
yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, Will, I see your point. There's just one tiny little flaw. If there are witnesses to him starting shit with her, and all she has to do is do a thumb tap on the pressure point,
That doesn't necessarily mean that she knows pressure points.
She-
As well as he was
Look,
wearing full
why
body
would-
armor. You can't exactly get onto many of the crippling pressure
No, but
points in
still, there's
armor.
witnesses. People saw that.
I know.
She was
I'm
getting picked
not
on.
denying that there are witnesses. I'm saying that she's too
Okay,
timid.
Can I finish what I'm
Will,
saying?
let me make my problems with this clear. In terms of 3 questions about that scene with Cardin. 1, if she's not a first year, why was she eating lunch with first years?
Well,
Okay,
I
why
mean,
was
we
she
had lunch
eating that
sometimes. We had lunch sometimes with freshmen because we had a free period then in high school. Like we've had lunch with I've had lunch with Christoph before.
Okay, so overlapping lunch periods
Yeah.
and free period. All right, good. That's explained. Awesome. Next question. How was she apparently unable to do anything to defend herself or even just extract herself from that situation without letting Cardin and his team get the better of her?
Because she didn't want to deal with because if she started a scene, then she'd have to deal with the social anxiety of everybody watching, as well as it would just be easier to comply, and as long as she didn't get hurt. If she felt really threatened, she would defend herself. But he's just picking on her. He's not actually threatening her.
First off, they
is that he was actually physically hurting her. He was pulling on her ear,
Yeah, but that's not.
and she was obviously.
also
Okay.
a scene was made, and everyone Team Ruby and Juniper were noticing that there was a giant scene because Cardin's group was surrounding her and very audibly and visibly making fun of her. It would have been less of a scene if she had just left as soon as they approached her, or even just started bothering, just got up and left right away.
And I agree that those two scenes don't make any sense. As well as if she's a second-year student, right? Why is she? Why is one of her teammates not there with her?
That was my third question.
Yeah.
Where the hell's her team?
See, I'm telling you, the writers just fucked up.
They
That's
made
not-
a mistake. It's an honest mistake. It
Yeah.
can happen to anybody.
Shit happens, man. I mean, video games are a perfect example. Stuff like Elder
know,
Scrolls.
it's
It's
just a
like
mistake.
they'll write something in. It's just and then
No, I'm not saying it's a big problem. It's just screwed up.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
happens.
Yeah. The
not saying,
juxtaposition of
that's
those
a
two
mistake.
scenes don't make any sense.
Yeah, so it's near impossible to explain it in universe as to why that happened, other than the fact that the writers just screwed up and they made a mistake.
So you don't just
That's the answer.
that is why we are talking about it.
Yeah.
To make these points, you can say, "Oh, it's just a mistake. Don't bother it." If it's something to say about it, if it's something that
But it just seems
Then we talk about it.
impossible. It just seems impossible to find an explanation for this as to
it's
why
not
it happened.
entirely impossible. Actually,
Well-
wasn't Velvet in one of the classes with Ruby and Cardin? Because
Yeah.
I remember in one of Ublek's history class.
Yeah.
Maybe she was so smart she got bumped up a grade.
So you're saying she was a first year, but then they just bumped her up because she's intelligent as opposed to a good fighter?
Hey, I mean, I tested out of.
Positing a scenario.
Yeah. No, it's
Okay.
entirely possible. I tested out of basic. I tested out of a English lab freshman year because I didn't do well during the summer thing. They were like, "Oh, we're gonna test your English abilities," but then when I took a little quiz in the class, I was just like, "Yeah, this is super easy," and he's just like, "Yeah, you don't need this class," and I just
There's a possibility.
and I got it. It's entirely possible that she tested out of her first year.
Maybe.
All right. There's a possibility.
All right.
See,
But
that's
still
what
doesn't
I'm
explain
ironic.
why she didn't have a team.
Maybe they were off. Maybe they all had different classes.
Also, if they're actual second years and she's a transferred second year, what happened to their other teammate? Did they die?
That's another good question. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So maybe they have, like, that does kind of bear, like, what kind of explanation do they have. And that would probably be a bigger cause because now she's more into the spotlight as a student who got bumped up a year.
Yeah, and given to the team that didn't have someone who died.
Mm.
Maybe not necessarily died, but maybe somebody who failed out.
Or got expelled, maybe?
Also possible.
Yeah.
Although they haven't expelled the asshole Cardin yet, so.
Although, yeah, and to be fair, that would also mean what was... No, because that wouldn't make sense because then where's the rest of what would happen to Velvet's old team?
Well,
So
the thing
I don't
is,
think they could have,
you
unless they moved the whole team up.
generally you can test out of something like the first day. So you like she may not have
That's-
even gone through the exercise because she just like, oh, let's test out of all of it.
Then why? That doesn't explain why she was in the classes.
Yeah,
though.
as well as she wasn't there during the exercise anyway.
That's true. She wasn't there when they went into the forest, was she?
And just because
Wait, was she?
Hero shot.
no, she wasn't.
No, she wasn't there. They were doing like a hero shot thing. It was only the first two.
Also, Blake wasn't there
No,
as well,
Blake was
but
there.
that's because of
Blake
things.
wasn't?
No, she wasn't in the cliffside shot at all. The first
Oh,
time
well,
you
in
ever
that case,
see
we just
her,
didn't s-
well,
It could just be like different locations.
yeah, no,
because she clearly was sent in because Yang got partnered with her in the forest.
right.
So we just didn't see everyone. So that doesn't mean, so just because we didn't see Velvet doesn't mean she wasn't in there.
True.
This has turned into an interesting side
Yeah,
track.
because it
Yeah.
seems like it seems like the issue isn't like the greater issue is that she's apparently they apparently made her not a first year. Hold on, wait. What's her basis for believing that she isn't? It's because she
said you first
right?
years, yeah.
Implying that she isn't one.
Yeah.
So, and why haven't we seen her team before? Mostly because we were focusing on.
Well, if we haven't seen her team, well, A, they might not have been written yet, and B, in canon, it might be because they are second years and you just didn't see them around.
Are they?
Maybe.
Because I mean, the higher you are in class rank, the less you're going to see someone from lower ranks. Because the less classes you'll have together. Now, there's always crossovers because, like, for instance, she might not have tested out of history, so she had to take that anyway. But technically just a sophomore because she has enough credits. Or whatever. Because, I mean, right now, technically, I'm a sophomore, even though I've been to my college for 3 years. It's just because I don't have enough credits to be a junior. Because I
Right.
moved majors.
Okay, I get you. Yeah,
So-
I'm like the same deal.
So how about